but when I would start watching QVC before I even worked here, you know, I was this unrefined 20-something,
Oh,
you know?
unrefined.
I was.
I don't think
didn't
so.
know. I loved clothes, but I didn't know how to
green.
buy them. I
You
didn't
were
know how to
green.
wear them. I
Right,
didn't
right.
know. And I would watch Joan over and over and over again. And she'd always be in black, but then with this great jacket.
That was her.
Black with good jewelry. Basics, but wow.
Yep.
And I learned so much from her just from observing
Yeah.
all the time, you know?
Well, she always took the approach, which was, I've got figure flaws. I've got the problems. I want to hide certain things,
Yeah.
just like everybody in the world does.
Yes.
So she had her formula, and she taught her formula to all of us, and it worked.
It works,
worked. She called it her
yes.
canvas. This is my blank canvas, which would be a black top and black pants, or
Yes.
a black skirt, or a little black dress, or whatever that would be. And then, which is why the collection is evolved into
what
really
it is. Yeah. Well, let's start with the
my
most
goodness.
iconic symbol, excuse me, in the entire Joan Rivers collection has to be the bee pin. Joan taught all of us the magic and wonder of the bee. And of course, the sweet story that her first bee pin was given to her by her husband, Edgar.
Her late husband,
After
yep.
she had been, was it on
Well,
the Carson show, or was it just as a symbol of you made it, kid?
Well, it was kind of both. She had been told for years and years and years, Jill, you know, you're never going to make it. You know, you're a woman in comedy. You're 29 years old. You're too old for the business. You're too Jewish. You're too New York. You know.
Yeah.
And she went on to become, the year that Edgar had this pin created for her, she went on to become named Comedian of the Year, which means the era of all the big guys, all the fabulous comedians, and they picked Joan to be that. And what this really symbolized for her was achieving the impossible. Don't tell me I'm not going to have a career. Don't tell me I'm not going to be famous, and I'm not going to change people's lives with my comedy. So it really symbolizes for her, because of the nature of the way the bee is designed. You know, God made the bee very funny. He's got a big body, and he's got a little tiny head, and he's got little bitty wings, and why should he be able to fly? But he does. He flies, he achieves the impossible, and he also makes the world beautiful by pollinating all the flowers, which I think is the other bonus around. So Joan achieved the impossible, and I think she also made the world pretty beautiful.
Well, people were loving to collect the bee pins because while it started with that sort of all gold version, then it evolved. You wanted to be with crystals. You wanted bees in colors. You wanted red, white, and blue. By the way, there's a request from one of my people last night on a show. They want the red, white, and blue bee pin to come back.
Oh, okay, well,
just
we're
putting it in the
back.
universe.
We are putting it back in, don't you worry.
And so here is the newest evolution of the bee pin, and sort of tell me about this story.
Well,
I think the grape cluster on the
nice?
body is
Isn't that
fabulous.
wonderful? Well, it's a cluster of grapes, although it's really not. It's almost like a pave of beautiful purple cabochon. It's got this fine
like amethyst.
jewelry. Amethyst, I'm sorry.
Does, yeah.
But that beautiful hand of elegant fine jewelry, which I think is so important. The enameling is so beautiful. The wings are two little grape leaves, and the body is a cluster. And you know, grapes symbolize prosperity in a lot of cultures. So I like that they tend to have our meaning of our, you know, achieve the impossible.
Yes.
And there's always a subtle under meaning, which here would mean prosperity and good luck and fortune, which I think is wonderful. It's amazing.
The detail on this, and I think those of you who've been collecting this collection for 25 years really recognize that the quality of today is the quality that it's always been.
Well,
the detail, you know, the enameling here that you have, the setting of the stones, the pave crystals, the shine on the gold. I know Joan was always so insistent that we make sure that you know that she uses the real gold plating, not just a gold color. So
or imitation gold.
There's just a richness to the piece.
Well, when we came here, which will be our 25th year starting next year, there was a very, very specific mission statement from Joan to me, which is they're going to try something because it's me and they like me, and they'll buy whatever I might suggest the first time. But the reason we will have a business, the reason we will be doing a collection year after year after year, is because of the product itself, the quality, the designs, the how it makes you feel when you wear it. That resonated with Joan, and we never ever lost sight of that. It was her business. It was her baby. She loved it. So when it came time to design bee pins, they were very meaningful for her. We have, oh my gosh, probably over the years, 200 bee pin
Is
designs.
that right?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if we heard from some of you out there and you have all of them. Because it is, no, it's small. It doesn't take up a lot of room in your, maybe you don't collect all the statement necklaces. They would take, it would take a long time to find room for all of them. But the bees you could always collect. The bee looked just as cute on a denim shirt as it did on a silk dress. You could, look how pretty that is against the navy.
Isn't that nice on that quilting?
Gorgeous. Love that detail. Now here's the situation with the bee pins. A lot of you have been going online to QVC.com and buying the bee pins before we were ever even able to put them in a show. So here's the situation with this bee pin. It's an advanced order. The original quantity that we have ships out November 30th, but there's only 800 left that we can ship, over 1,000 of those already gone. Then we go to advanced orders beyond the November 30th, and then that takes you to December 30th, I believe. Okay. So, and also those of you who might be on wait list for some of the other things that you have ordered through QVC.com, I know that your team is really working hard to make sure those wait list orders are fulfilled.
They will be fulfilled. Wait with us. We have all of our manufacturers on overtime.
Yeah.
We will absolutely get this to you on the date we promised.
I love that.
And so many bees are on the wait list. But don't worry, it's coming to you. Not to worry. Hi, Suzanne.
There's Suzanne, looking beautiful in that black sheath dress that's coming up. That's from the collection, $65 for that gorgeous dress. And then all you need, the little touch of the bee.
I will tell you, there is nothing chicer than a very beautiful jeweled bee pin on a very classic dress.
Yeah.
That just says it all. Joan would very often say, maybe you wear it on your cuff.
Oh, I loved that.
Maybe
she taught me that.
Yeah,
oh, I
maybe
love
it just goes right there on the cuff.
Charming.
She was very good friends with a famous designer named Pauline Trégère, who was an amazing couturier in New York. And Pauline Trégère would put one on the hem of her skirt.
Oh,
just that unexpected place. So maybe that's just sitting right there on a pretty Joan jacket, or even a sweater.
Yeah, I think this time of year too, even when you're casual, in your leggings and your boots and a great comfy boyfriend cardigan, just something about seeing that little bee pin there. What I think is so great about the bee, in particular this one, is that it has the combination of the sparkle, but the cabochons, and the little bit of the metal, so it can be a little glitzy or not.
Absolutely. And I'll show you on the back, by the way. The pin stem is a nice size, and you're going to find right in the center, you're going to find the Joan logo. These are signed pieces, Joan. Always make sure that you find that when you're buying any fashion jewelry, make sure that it's signed, because if you're making quality jewelry that's beautiful, you should put your name on it and be proud of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I know she was proud. I know she loved this bee. We're thrilled to have it in the show. Our